In this tutorial, I'm going to explain you the Flutter package Geolocator. This is the sample app we are going to build today, where we have the simple button to determine the position of our device. And when we press on this, first we have to allow the location services for our app. Once that is done, we can see the latitude and longitude of our address. Also, I'm going to show you how to listen to location changes in the background and then update the UI. Let's get started. The package we're going to use today, as mentioned, is called Geolocator, and all you have to do first is copy this to your clipboard, then in your pubspec.yaml file, under your dependencies, paste this in here and then run pubget. For the setup for Android, there are a couple of things we have to do. First, under your Android folder, open up your local.properties file. And then in here in a new line, say flutter.compile SDK version equals to 31. Then open up the build Gradle file under Android, app and build Gradle. In here under Android, comment this line with compile SDK version, flutter.compile SDK version, and then load the compile SDK version from our local properties file like so. Then one last thing we have to do for Android is to open up the Android manifest file. So this is under Android, app, source, main, and then the Android manifest file. And in here underneath the manifest tag, paste in these different permissions we need for the location services. These two permissions here are necessary for getting the current position of the user, and this permission is necessary if we want to receive location updates when our app is running in the background. Next, for iOS, go under your iOS folder, under runner, and then open up the info.plist file. And in here we have to define two different keys. First, that we need access to the location services. Then in here, explain why you need access to the location services. And if you want to also use the location services while your app is running in the background, then you also have to define this key. And then in here, define why you need access to this permission. That's all we need to do for the setup. Now concerning the Flutter side, I created a very simple app where we simply have a column with an elevated button in the middle and then the text with the position in there. First, of course, import the Geolocator package, and also we will need the Dart async library if we want to use streams, if we want to listen to background location updates. Then I've defined a global variable for our homepage where we save in the current position of the user and also the stream we're going to use for the background updates. Make sure that when you use the stream, always to call the cancel function in the dispose function. So position stream.cancel. Now when we press on our button, the determine position function is called, and here we first have to check a couple of things before we can make use of the location of the user. First, we have to check if the location services are enabled. If not, then we simply print out they are not enabled and then just return. Otherwise, we can check if the location permission is denied or if it's allowed with always, or it's also possible that it's denied forever. So in case of denied, you could show to the user that it's denied and he might have to change something. If it's denied forever, then you have the option of just using this package Geolocator and then open app settings or open location settings. So this will directly open the system settings app of the device and then go to your app where the user then has to change the location settings. If, however, everything went fine up to here, then we can finally get the current position of the user. This is very simple with await geolocator.getCurrentPosition. And then with this position variable, we can access different things like the longitude, latitude, accuracy, or altitude, for example. What we do here is simply update our UI by assigning this current position to our current position variable, and in our app this will simply then update this here as we've seen before. Now one thing we can do with the simulator is go to features and then location and then custom location, and here I've simply taken the location of the Eiffel Tower. So if I change this last 4 to a 5, as you can still see here, the last 4 is still a 5. So I press on OK, and then I get now the current position of the user. As you can see, this updates now the last number here. Also, what you can do with the Geolocator package is getting the last known position of the user. This is very simple with the geolocator.getLastPosition. Another thing you could also do with the Geolocator package is calculating the distance between two positions in meters. For this, you simply say geolocator.distance between. Then you have the first variable is start latitude, second variable is the start longitude, and so on. So this might be quite helpful in some cases. Now lastly, I'm going to show you how to listen to location changes while the app is running, so that you don't have to constantly press on this button here to get updates of the current position of the user. So I defined a function called listen to location changes. Here we have to first define location settings. I'm gonna set the accuracy to high, and then all we have to do is geolocator.get position stream, give through our location settings, and then listen to the stream. And when we listen to the stream, what we always get is the position as a parameter, and then within these brackets we can define our custom code. So in this case, we're simply going to print out the position that was given through here, and what we also do is just update the UI with the new current position. Now to use this function, what I'm simply doing is calling this function in the init function. So this will then assign this location stream to this position stream, and remember, don't forget to cancel it in your dispose function. And now all we have to do is restart our app, and as you might notice here, once we restarted our app, it automatically already got the current position of the user, which is what we want. Now once we update the location of the user, let's say 9.6, the very end, notice how this is going to change. And as you can see here, it updated the current position. If you like this tutorial, please leave a like and subscribe. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them down below in the comments, and thank you for watching.